everyone. Welcome to today's session, which is titled as The Struggles of Freelancers That No One Talks About. I'm Dr. Tamazur, a medical doctor and a psychologist, and today we have our powerhouses voices here. And today we want to talk about freelancing community, which is often seen as a dream, working from anywhere in the world, right? Flexibility, adaptability, but no one talks about the struggles that freelancers face: anxiety, depression, isolation, loss of connection, right? So today we're going to talk about them with these three powerhouses. Let me introduce you. We have here Mr. Tufail, president of PAFLA. We have Sikandar Rizvi, the CEO and founder of Xanders. And then we have Mr. Uwais Sethi, the global CEO of AstraTech and executive chairman of the Hive. Hello and welcome to the session.
Hello.
How are you guys? All right, so let's begin with that. What drew each of you to work for freelancers in Pakistan?
3 साल पहले मैंने सोचा था अगर मैं इस एसोसिएशन को लीड करूं कम्युनिटी एंगेजमेंट की तरफ से, कमाने की तरफ से नहीं, मैं अवार्ड्स ना करवाऊं, मैं पेड ट्रेनिंग्स ना करवाऊं, मैं इवेंट्स ना करवाऊं जो एक हर एसोसिएशन कराती है ऑब्वियसली टू मेक रेवेन्यू, और मैं कम्युनिटी के लिए बहुत काम करूं तो शायद लोग मेरा इस वजह से नाम भी लें और मैं फ्रीलांसर्स के लिए कुछ कर पाऊं, क्योंकि मैं खुद फ्रीलांसर हूं और मैं ही प्रेसिडेंट बन जाऊं इस एसोसिएशन का। और 3 साल पहले मैंने काम शुरू किया, अल्लाह का शुक्र है, आफ्टर 2 years गूगल फंडेड अस, और पहली दफा पाकिस्तान में गूगल ने किसी एसोसिएशन को फंड किया था। पहली दफा एशियन डेवलपमेंट बैंक ने किसी एसोसिएशन को स्पॉन्सर किया और उन्होंने हमारे लिए एक रिसर्च भी करके दी, बट रिसर्च हमने कोई ऑफिशियली करवाई नहीं है। तो एशियन डेवलपमेंट बैंक ने हमारी रिसर्च को स्पॉन्सर किया और 2024 के अंदर एडीबी ने हमारे साथ मिलकर एक लिमिटेड रिसर्च की फ्रीलांसिंग पे, और ये भी एक बहुत बड़ी अचीवमेंट थी। पाकिस्तान में पहली दफा रिसर्च करवाई गई 2024 में, वो हमारे इदारे ने करवाई, और उससे पता चला पाकिस्तान में 2.37 मिलियन फ्रीलांसर्स हैं, कितना कमाते हैं, कितना फीमेल का रेशो है। तो ये सारी चीज़ें आप समझेंगे। इसमें शायद मैंने बहुत कम रेवेन्यू बना के दिया एक एसोसिएशन को, बट मैंने उसको तरीका बता दिया कमाने का, और मैंने उसका एक ब्रांड बना दिया। आज बच्चे जो हैं उनका जब भी कोई बैंकिंग इशू, पेमेंट इशू आता है तो हमारे पास आते हैं पहले, फिर बैंक के पास जाते हैं। तो ये जो कम्युनिटी इंगेजमेंट है, ये जो कंट्रीब्यूशन है, ये मैंने 3 साल पहले ज्वाइन करने से पहले सोची थी, और मैं दुबई से वापस आया था कि मैं अपनी एजेंसी के 7-6 महीने इधर टाइम दूंगा और 6 महीने उधर टाइम दूंगा। तो अल्लाह का शुक्र है स्टिल अभी बहुत कम है, अभी आई थिंक 70% बाकी है, जो कि मुझे और काम करना है। पूरे पाकिस्तान में मैं जितना ट्रैवल करता हूँ उसको और बढ़ाना है, ताकि इन लोगों के इश्यूज रिजॉल्व करें। अगर आप इश्यूज रिजॉल्व करेंगे किसी के, तो वो प्रोडक्ट आगे जाती है।
That is amazing. So moving forward to you, so what do you think, what are the challenges that freelancers are facing?
As a restaurateur, when I opened my restaurant in Babur, nearly 14 years ago, in those days there was nothing, we had no funding, we didn't enough cash, so we used to resort a lot to freelancing.
Yeah.
So photographers, social media, website handlers, graphic designers. So I didn't realize the wealth of the value that they could provide to me. So because of my background, my food and beverage, I realized that I had a lot of work that I had to do with freelancers. So that's where I actually got my interaction from them. But apart from the value, I also realized there was a lot of challenges that the freelance community was facing.
Yeah.
So based on that, I think they told me that would you like to join a panel discussion, as I have maybe some insight from my perspective as a F&B operator.
Yeah, absolutely. What about you, Mr. Phil?
So basically, I started Hive 10 years ago, almost. It's been about 9 years this June. So we've always had people coming in who wanted to come and work out of us, and we thought that a lot of freelancers did not understand the value initially of being in a social space. I think that's where initially they were either working from home or from cafes.
Yeah.
Cafes are great for socialization, but if you want to have calls and these kind of meetings, then it becomes difficult. You cannot maintain the noise, control the noise in a cafe, or have a confidential meeting. So we felt that a lot of mature freelancers opted to come into our spaces so they can conduct their meetings and work longer hours. And also, one of the trends, I think that's what the topic is all about, is we realized that a lot of them wanted a place where they can interact with people. See, if you're working on your own remotely with other people, mostly outside the country, then the opportunity to have social interactions beyond your immediate family and friends are very diminished.
Absolutely.
And that's where I think the challenge is very, very strong.
So coming back to you, what do you think are some of the challenges that they are facing these days?
Obviously, isolation, because most of the freelancers think that they have been earning in dollars. So they have the flexibility of working. They are their own bosses. So they don't go out much. They don't network with the people. They don't attend events. They don't even spend on paid trainings. They think that they already know everything because they have been earning in dollars. So they know कि अब AI सीखना है तो फिर कमाना है, अभी तो मैं इतने डॉलर्स कमा रहा हूँ. But we teach them that freelancing is a journey. You don't have to be a freelancer lifetime. आपको अपनी कंपनी बनानी है, आपको आईटी कंपनी बनानी है, आपने एम्प्लॉय रखने हैं, आपका काम और प्रोडक्टिविटी और बढ़ेगा. तो अवेयरनेस स्टेज पे है ये फ्रीलांसिंग कम्युनिटी. जैसे हर एक कम्युनिटी हर एक चीज़ होती है, अदरवाइज हमें हर चीज़ पे उनको अवेयरनेस देनी, चाहे वो फ्रीलांसिंग जर्नी हो. अब जैसे कि फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी ऑफ वर्क है, वर्क लाइफ बैलेंस उनके लिए है कि जी उनके पास फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी है, वो हर वक्त काम करेंगे, उनके पास जो क्लाइंट जब आ जाएगा वो नो नहीं करेंगे. तो अब उनको ये अवेयरनेस देनी पड़ेगी कि एब्सेंस ऑफ इलनेस इज नॉट वेलनेस.
Also, I think what is important here is जो जैसे आपने कहा कि the journey from freelancing to entrepreneurship, that's important कि हमने freelancers को आगे की तरफ लेके जाना है. So, Mr. Sikandar, I have an interesting question from you, and that would be कि how can employers maintain more humane conditions for freelancers?
Besides the creativity that they have to put into their work, they're actually all-encompassing one-man show. So they have to find clients, build clients.
Absolutely.
They have to run after clients to get paid. They have to come with creativity. They have to juggle multiple projects.
Yeah.
So they already have so much going on that we don't realize it. Me as a client, I just want my project done by a certain deadline, but they have to handle multiple people.
Yeah.
So there's a large challenge, obviously isolation, the pressure they have. For example, in Germany, I think in Germany pretty sure like after a certain time,
Yeah.
you're not allowed by law to receive email from work because there's so much emphasis
Yeah.
on mental health, right? So I think as employers, I mean as me, for example, I can only talk about me as an F&B in part of the F&B industry. What we can do is realize that. So what I mean, small little things, right? Like getting them involved. Isolation is the main thing, right?
Absolutely.
Not being part of a community.
Yeah.
So as an employer, what I could do, I could get them involved in things with new launches, tastings, be part of the community, get them part of the team, get them involved with HR, be more flexible with get set more realistic timeline because pressure all the time. You won't do that with your own employees, but you expect it because you're outsourcing it.
I think acknowledging by professionals like you, people who are the powerhouses, who are running businesses, that's a huge step moving forward. Acknowledging that there are freelancers and then they are going through troubles, and then we need to support them in order to actually help our economy. What do you think, Mr. Wicks?
I think the most important thing is awareness, the creating awareness in people. I think everybody has said that people need to be made aware. If you're not sick doesn't mean you're well. I think that was the best thing you said, and I fully agree with you. And your own performance as a professional is dependent on your physical well-being, right? Because it's also your mental functions are driven a lot by your physical condition. If you're eating right, you're getting enough exercise, and staying up late at night with freelancers and just commuting out of bed, working out of bed essentially, or your desk in the room, I think it just creates a sort of a vicious cycle, I would say, because you're making money and you get lazier by the day. I think it's a tendency. I work from home, I think 2 days a week, and sometimes if there's a vacation, I work 5 days a week from home. I tend to start skipping golf, workout, everything. So it's we love our creature comforts. We're lazy. People are lazy by nature. If I had the option of a servant doing everything for me, I would stop doing things. I would not. I will lose those skills. So I think from that angle, just getting up, washing your face, taking a bath, shaving, or putting on makeup, whichever is your preference, and heading out to work gives you a sense of purpose. It gives you structure. So I think structure is very essential. Even for children, you try to put. Why do you tell kids to wake up early, brush your teeth, go to bed on time? Because you're trying to put some discipline in them. And the only challenge with freelancing is that because you need to self-regulate, and not everybody is evolved to the point that they can self-regulate. So that is where not having a place of work takes away that biggest element of your life that gives you a structure in your life.
Yeah, that's a beautiful point, and discipline and structure is very important when it comes to health. So coming back to the point where we said, we are trying freelancers to get to be entrepreneurs. Are there any, because this would be watched by a lot of people, so are there any events that is actually helping freelancers connect with the clients, connect with different people in their own particular domain?
For clients, obviously, we provide training on the platforms like Upwork of US and Australia, freelancers.com. So they normally get clients from there. We just train them, we just give them awareness that how to get clients from these international platforms or from LinkedIn or from directly. But we always say to them that आप अपना बैकअप पाकिस्तान में भी रखें. Means if अगर आप इंटरनेट ही बंद हो जाए तो आपका एटलीस्ट पाकिस्तान में you must have 2 to 3 clients which cover your expenses, office expenses, or if you are having a co-working space तो उसका expense भी bear हो रहा है. बट अगर आप पाकिस्तान में अगर आप रह रहे हैं तो you should have a backup plan of internet कि वो अचानक से बंद हो जाए. तो आपके पास अगर सारे clients ही बाहर के तो आप बिल्कुल नोट पर आ जाते हैं उस दिन कि जैसे वो एक लेबर होता है. और दैट्स वेयर आई ट्राई टू काउंसिल देम कि आपको सिर्फ एक इंडिविजुअल लेबर नहीं होना है. फ्रीलांसर जो है उसका बैकअप प्लान होता है.
As an entrepreneur, tell us what we can do as freelancers to kind of get there, to be an entrepreneur. What are your...
But I think the most important thing is your personal branding. I agree. I think it's your reputation. For me, I think it was a reputation. Having intact reputation makes you further in the market. So you could make it parallel to as a freelancer what your reputation is, word of mouth. So your branding is your reputation, is your experience, is what people talk about you, and your work speaks for itself. So that it does depend how you start off. So I think that is very important, reputation. The quality of your work, how you develop yourself in terms of, now I'm just talking out without knowing much about the subject, but I would say personal development. You say ChatGPT, but I think you could still utilize ChatGPT in a way which I mean that's the future anyway. So educating yourself more than the others, because I mean things are working out so fast. It is part of your industry. Educating yourself, developing yourself, your reputation, and obviously like being aware of what challenges and opportunities lie in the future. So I think that's what it is. It's basically self-education, development, and keeping your integrity intact.
What do you have to say about personal branding, how and personal development? What do you think? How would it work?
It's a brand is a promise, right? And if you don't deliver on it, I mean, you can make big promises, but it won't be a brand if your delivery does not hold up to that. And it's fundamentals of human life: your integrity, your commitment, your delivery quality. I mean, whether it's a personal relationship or professional environment, that's all that matters. And brand is not something that is about fancy artwork or a catchy tagline. I think it's about what you stand for, what people trust you to deliver at the end of the day.
So absolutely having discipline, and then having maybe working in that particular field through a formal job first, then having that particular skill in you, and then delivering it with personal branding and development. What other point you would give as an entrepreneur? What other point you would give which will help freelancers, सुन रहे हैं, help them from take a step forward from freelancing to entrepreneurship?
Small business is an amazing business, or one-person business is an amazing business. It's your aspiration. So every decision you make comes with a certain cost. There are consequences, right? The more you're very happy, you make enough, and you can say, hey, I'm going to enrich myself and increase my value as a freelancer or a consultant. That's one way. Say, I'm going to build a small team. The moment you go into building a small team, the parameters change. Certainly, you have to take care of other people. Absolutely. You have to count for your work and their work. You want to be a big company, there'll be sleepless nights, there'll be investors to account for, and a lot of other things. So there's no right and wrong also. There's a journey, whatever suits you. And that's where I think the original topic about mental wellness and health comes from. The fact that you have to find your happy point.
Yeah.
What is the path that puts you in a place which is comforting and happy? And depression, anxiety, they all come from conflict, internal conflicts, right?
That's beautiful.
You want something, you're not doing it, you're not getting it, and that creates that tension. So if you can avoid that situation, whichever path you choose, maybe you're ambitious, you want to build 1,000 people or 10,000 people company or have like a 500 restaurant chain, great. Maybe you want to be that cook that goes to homes and charges $1,000 a night and be happy about it. So all these are very valid options. You have to reflect, learn, and that's it, and implement.
What can you offer when it comes to struggles of freelancers in Pakistan, or what would you want to offer, or what change would you want to see?
We conduct awareness session in all universities in Pakistan free of cost for all these issues, and we have identified 250 universities of higher education commission which has been recognized. And we have been signing an MOUs with all universities, whether it's in Azad Kashmir, Gilgit, Askardo, or South Punjab, Arifwala, Borewala. I've been everywhere in Faisalabad, Jhelum, in all universities. Because we started with the university because we know that a student who has been studying computer science, तो शायद ये गुनाह हो जाएगा अगर वो भी freelancing ना करे जो कि computer engineering पढ़ रहा है, उसको तो सबसे पहले करनी है. So that's why we signed, I think, almost 28 universities as of now, and I've been giving them counseling because they are students. If they start freelancing right now, so it will be a contribution to the digital economy right now in Pakistan. तो अब मैं कोशिश कर रहा हूँ अपनी टीम के साथ, छोटी सी हमारी टीम है कि हमने 28 यूनिवर्सिटीज़ के साथ साइन कर लिया, किसी से ₹1 नहीं ले रहे, हमें बैंक्स और गूगल ने फंड किया है, हम हर यूनिवर्सिटी में जाके फ्री ऑफ कॉस्ट सिर्फ ये सारी चीज़ें जो आज यहाँ डिस्कस हुई हैं, फ्रीलांसिंग की अवेयरनेस, सेल्फ एम्प्लॉयमेंट की इम्पोर्टेंस और ये एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप की जर्नी क्या होती है, बैंकिंग इश्यूज, फाइनेंशियल इंक्लूजन क्यों होना है, आपने क्या फ़ायदा है बैंक में अकाउंट खुलवाने का, क्यों आप अपना कैश ना उड़ा के आप बैंक के से लोन लेके क्या क्या कर सकते हैं, अपना कारोबार कैसे कर सकते हैं. ऐसी CP ऑनलाइन रजिस्ट्रेशन देता है कंपनी की, आपकी विद इन अ फ्यू आवर्स रजिस्टर हो जाती है कंपनी, किसी को पता नहीं है, ये भी हम जाके बताते हैं. घर बैठ के फ्रीलांसर का $US में अकाउंट खुल जाता है. ये ऐसी स्टेट बैंक का सर्कुलर है, लॉ है कि आपका $US या पाउंड के अंदर फ्रीलांसर अगर आप हैं तो आपका घर बैठ के अकाउंट खुलेगा विद इन 5 to 10 मिनट्स. आपको ब्रांच जाने की ज़रूरत नहीं है. ये स्टेट बैंक से हमने करवाया था कुछ सालों पहले. तो ये भी लोगों को पता नहीं है, लोग जो है ब्रांच पहुंच जाते हैं, उनका आसान अकाउंट खुल जाता है और वो नॉर्मल कैटेगरी में चले जाते हैं जिससे हमें इनकम का भी पता नहीं चलता पाकिस्तान में फ्रीलांसर ने कितना कमाया, एंड वी थिंक ये होम रेमिटेंस आई है. तो वो भी कैटेगराइज अब जाके होना शुरू हुई. तो वी डू आवर पार्ट कि हम कोशिश करते हैं. 3 सालों में जैसे मैंने पहले मेंशन किया था, मैंने कोई भी फ्रीलांसर के अवार्ड्स नहीं करवाए, मैंने कोई पेड इवेंट नहीं करवाया है, मैंने कोई पेड ट्रेनिंग नहीं करवाई है. और ये एक एसोसिएशन के लिए बहुत बड़ा पेन एरिया होता है कि ये 3 रेवेन्यू के इंजन होते हैं आपकी एक एसोसिएशन बनाने के बाद, और ये तीनों काम मैंने नहीं किए क्योंकि मैं कोशिश कर रहा हूँ अवेयरनेस और कम्युनिटी इंगेजमेंट, जो कि हम बात यहाँ पे भी कर रहे हैं. ये बच्चे बाहर आए और फिर ये ज़्यादा कमाएं. अगर ये सिर्फ लो निशेस पे काम करते रहेंगे, ग्राफिक डिज़ाइनिंग वगैरह पे, और ये AI नहीं सीखेंगे, साइबर सिक्योरिटी नहीं सीखेंगे, प्रोग्रामिंग नहीं सीखेंगे, तो ऑब्वियसली इनके डॉलर की अर्निंग नहीं बढ़ेगी, पाकिस्तान में भी फ़ायदा नहीं होगा.
So this is amazing work which is done by Pakistan Freelancers Association, PAFLA, and they're doing amazing work, and you need to check them on LinkedIn. आप मुझे बताएं, आप कैसे सिकंदर जी, what do you think? What change would you like to see among freelancers community, or what would you offer for them? What do you think?
As a client, first, I mean, we do need to recognize the value that they bring. Like, I underestimated the value that they would bring. In fact, I work a lot with them, and I think that recognizing the hardships they face, and I think as a client, you can really provide them the environment where they can thrive, because they work with their minds, right? So burnout is a big factor from what I've experienced. So collaboration, like for example, we started collaborations with Ashitech and Hyatt and Master. So we create a cafe, we invite people there, we give like, a place for them to convene, to socialize at discounted rates. in my restaurants, we basically invite them over. They're part of HR. People know them, so we make them part of the community.
Yeah.
Just flexible work timings, realistic deadlines, fair pay are all things that go hand in hand. And I think that's what that as clients you can expect. Normally, you can't expect them to be superhuman because then they can't deliver most of the things. I think that's why that's my answer.
That's amazing, like holding a safe space for them. And what would you offer, Mr. Desai?
So basically, as I mentioned earlier, that interview really triggered a lot of things. So we have always been supportive of freelancers, but Rahim and I were discussing that interview, and then we reached out to Sikandar, since he's a partner, and we reached out to Tufal. You're going to see some very exciting opportunities. We're going to create some very active safe spaces for freelancers to operate off. Hive is the largest co-working chain. Xanders is a partner in some of them, and we hope to increase their footprint across more sites. So we're gonna, you will hear some very exciting offers targeting the freelancer community, and we're gonna increase our engagement levels, the kind of work we've been doing with partners like Naeem Zamidar and others. On engaging them for mental wellness. We're gonna try to work with people like yourself to increase the other aspects of overall wellness of these freelancers. So yeah, you're gonna see some very, very exciting opportunities coming out very soon from the Pafla, Xanders, Hive, and AstraTech combination.
Thank you so much for every one of you for this great discussion. If you're a freelancer in Pakistan, then you need to see the work Pakistan Freelancing Association, PAFLA, is doing in Pakistan. They're literally fighting for freelancers' rights. Along with that, Xanders, Hive, and AstraTech are collaborating to provide safe spaces for freelancers where you can come out of your social isolation and connect with your peers. Thank you for watching this podcast. This is Dr. Tamazar. Bye-bye.